then after I got in the car, I was like, oh my God, I got out of my car for stampeding towards me. Another trip without Sunny or Foxy. Heading up to Lassen National Park area so I can hopefully see the Perseids Meteor Shower tonight. I've been to Lassen a few times and there's no light pollution, so it's a great place to see the night sky. Making decent time. I should be there about 4:30 p.m., which I'm hoping will give me plenty of time to find a dispersed camping site. I know of a Forest Service road. I'm hoping I can find a spot to camp that's got a clearing or a meadow or something so I get a good view of the night sky. The goal right now is to just finish up these fries, get up there to the Lassen area and find a campsite before dark. I'm on the Lassen National Park drive and looking for Forest Service Road. I think I just saw it. I gotta turn around and go back. And here we are, dispersed camping. Okay, I found a potential campsite, just dispersed here on a Forest Service road. It has somewhat of a clearing. In the satellite picture, it looks like a bigger clearing than what I've seen. Just gotta watch for snakes. Oh, big bug. This is not bad. See how much of the sky I get here. For the forest that I'm in, this is actually pretty good. I ran into some guys on the Forest Service road and they pulled out a map to kind of help me figure out where I was going to. But then after I got in the car, I was like, oh my God, I got out of my car for two dudes on a Forest Service road. Not a great move. Future Noreen here. I'm back at home and I want to address this situation, that situation a little deeper. I decided to wear my new tank top for this discussion. Very appropriate. You know how some YouTubers like to turn something like this into like their whole clickbait video thumbnail? Not gonna do that, but I do feel like I should probably address what happened, or more specifically, what I did. This is on me. So I'm recording this at home. Get to see my baby boy. You got a ball? Do you want to go play? Okay, go. I was on that Forest Service road and I went for several miles and I passed a vehicle and there was a man outside of the vehicle and he waved to me and I waved back. Kept on going, a couple more miles. I stopped because there were no other cars on the road. I still had like 1 bar of service, so I wanted to look at satellite view and see if I could spot a clearing. I looked up, I saw there was a car coming from behind me, so I just pulled over a little more to let them pass, went back to my phone, and they stopped. So I saw it was the guy who had waved to me. So I rolled down my window and he was like, I said, she looked like she's going camping. And I was like, yeah, hoping to see the stars tonight. And he said, us too. And I said, yeah, I'm just trying to find a spot with a clearing. Being friendly. And he said, oh, we saw a couple of spots back that way. And I said, oh, really? Where? And he said, oh, he's going to show you on the map. So the driver of the car got out, came around to my car, and I hopped out of my car, left my door open. Guy comes over, spreads a map out on the hood of the van, and I'm over there looking, and he's pointing something out to me, and he's like, this little pull off here. And I said, oh, that's McGowan Lake. And he said, yeah. And at that moment, we're both heads down looking at the map. And that moment, it dawned on me, I'm in the middle of nowhere with this guy looking at a map outside of my car. I have no dog. I have no weapons, self-defense. And there's a guy in the car still right behind me that I have my back to. So my door was open. And it just dawned on me like, oh my God, the situation I just put myself in. And I kind of abruptly like backed up from looking at the map and took a step backwards. And since my door was open, my back hit my mirror. And the guy who was showing me the map, he he kind of looked up and kind of did like a, like maybe it was dawning on him that I was scared all of a sudden. I was not scared until that moment, and it all just exploded in my head. And so I went around the side of my door. My window was still down, and I was being nice and polite, but got into my car and shut the door. And they were really nice. Thank you, God. Actually, in talking with them a little bit more, I'm pretty sure they were a couple, but the whole thing just really rattled me. I mean, the situation, yes, but my own actions of just like jumping out of my car, how you doing, like literally in the middle of nowhere, probably a good 10 miles in from a paved road, hadn't seen any other cars but theirs. Like, that's a bad situation. I kind of indicated I was going to go back to where they'd shown me on the map, but then when I turned around and went back, I took a couple different branching forest roads and found my own place. But I was still kind of rattled for the rest of the evening and just kept thinking to myself, how did that happen? The amount of true crime that I consume. I mean, all these camping trips I do, all of these 3, 4, 5, 6 hour road trips, the whole way I'm listening to podcasts. I don't even barely listen to music. It's all podcasts about true crime, murders. And now I'm thinking like, oh gosh, all these like unsolved murders where they're like, you know, oh, it had to be someone she knew because her whole entire family said there's no way she would have let somebody into her apartment or whatever. And I'm like, maybe she did. Now I'm like, maybe you just had a total brain fart and maybe she did. But fortunately, everything was okay. Like I said, I think they were a couple. Maybe they just started acting like one after I got out of the van. They got a close-up view, and the old joke about, you know, a lyceum from the back and a museum in the front. I don't know. Maybe I just got really lucky, and that this will cement and seal in my brain to be more aware, be more careful. I mean, I didn't even have a dog with me. Sunny would be no help. Sunny, come here. This guy, he would just want love. Hi, you want me a kiss? Oh, that's a good boy. Go get your ball. Go get it. Go. Yeah, that was so dumb. Oh, I came home. I told my husband about it, and he was like, this makes me not want to let you go do these trips anymore. And this is coming from a pretty feminist man who never tells me. This is a man who never tells me what I can or can't do. But yeah, it was a bad situation. It was really bad. I'm very disappointed in myself. I'm rattled. Kind of like this clearing. I think it would be sufficient. Yeah, I'm just gonna stay here. I think this is probably about as good as it's gonna get, but I'm gonna change the van orientation so that I'm facing the road for safety, and then unload some stuff. I'd rather do that right now, clear off my bed, take a little nap. Okay, I think that's better. Somebody's got a fire ring there made up with kindling, but there's a very blatant no fire sign. There's the little road, the Forest Service road. I'm facing that to get out of here if I need to. I'll get some stuff out of this van though. For later. Oh, I got a new table. Tired of janky camping tables. New camping table. These are my snacks for the meteor shower. We got a Milky Way and we've got Starbursts. All right, and this is going in the meadow. Lassen National Forest. Already filthy. I got my chair out there ready for the view tonight. Right now, I just want to take a nap. And then I'll set an alarm for like 7. Get up, have a little caffeine, and then go from there. It's getting chilly. I'm gonna put on my sweatpants and my jacket. I got my lounge chair where I want it. I got my Insta360 ready to go on the tripod. I just gotta go out and put it in the field pretty soon. It was cold, so I wanted to put on my jacket. Having a little energy drink because it's 8 p.m. I don't just want to set up my camera. I actually want to watch the meteor shower. The skies look good. I'm excited. Yeah, Lassen is, I think, a really underrated national park in California. You don't hear too many people talk about it. I was really excited to see recently that YouTubers Cody and Kelly came here. I had actually left a comment on their a video a couple weeks ago, like, oh, check out Lassen, because I just don't feel like it's on too many people's lists, and it's a really fantastic park. It's beautiful. It's really interesting as well. You come in and there's the visitor center. You drive up the road a little ways and there's the sulfur works, and like you park, and right next to the road there's this huge bubbling cauldron pot in the ground of sulfur, and it's, you know, I think it'd be so cool to bring kids here because it's stinky and it's bubbly and it's just active. It's really cool to see. There's a lake here that has some otters in it. My son and I saw some bears here. There's a museum that is so cool because this place has a volcano, and somewhere around like 1900 there just happened to be a guy, and he just happened to have a camera, and he just happened to be taking pictures when the volcano erupted in the museum. They have his photographs of, I think it's the last volcanic eruption in the continental US or whatever, but a little house that has a tool for like measuring earthquakes, and it's just a really cool park. I'm out here in this meadow, my lounge chair, my blinky, and I'm just waiting for the stars to come out. You see the van is right there. I got a little light in the window. It's getting kind of chilly. My hands are cold, so I'm gonna have to sit on them for a while, but I have my Kindle. I got the Milky Way, because that is today's theme. Waiting for the fireworks to start. I hope there's no mountain lions here. I wish for a Toyota Sunraider 4x4 shorty rear dinette with this thing that tells time. Okay, it's like 1:30 a.m. I was laying in my cot lounge chair watching the stars, and I've seen hundreds of shooting stars, meteors tonight. But I heard something. There's a meadow that goes up the hill. I have my 360 camera on a tripod up the meadow, and I was down the meadow. Well, I heard something like do a noise, like loud, like a kind of like a scream. It was definitely like a screamy, annoyed sound by an animal, and it did it in 2 bursts. And then I thought, like, okay, maybe just a bird. And then it did it again, and then it did it again, and it sounded closer. And then I heard footsteps or movements in the grass behind me, and I like spun in my lounge chair and was like, no, you get away. And then I was like grabbing my shit and ran for the van because something got way too close, and it sounded kind of big. It had like footsteps, hoofbeats, I don't know. Maybe it was like a buck. Holy cow, that scared the heck out of me. But now it's like coming up on 2, which is supposed to be the peak time. I was gonna try and get some pictures with my iPhone because I'm kind of impressed on how the iPhone astrophotography works with a tripod, but I left the tripod out there in the meadow. I rolled down my window to listen, And I did hear something like crashing around a little bit in the woods. Yeah, my peak viewing time was messed up by a Sasquatch. Oh God, that was scary. What is going on out there? Stupid animals. I want to see more, but I don't want to see it that bad. Okay, morning at the campsite. Now I'm curious to go get my camera in the meadow, because whatever beast I heard last night coming closer, stampeding towards me right there in my chair. I was wondering if, like, oh, maybe it was some animal coming down through the meadow as usual, and they came to my big tripod and my camera. Freaked out a little bit. So let's go see if it's still standing. What a cool campsite though for a meteor shower. I mean, in this forest of Christmas trees, I actually found a clearing. It got cold last night. It was in the 50s. Cold for me. These cool wildflowers. There it is. Thought for sure if that was a buck or a baby bear or a mountain lion, especially a bear or a buck, that they would have knocked it over. Let's see, are we still alive? Ooh, oh my gosh! It's alive! Wow. I have my little battery power bank hanging in a hammock here. I don't know if this is leave no trace ethical, but I did pick up somebody's like dental floss sticks and cleaned up the campsite some, so I'm gonna call it a wash. But I couldn't resist, as if I didn't get to make, 1,000 wishes last night on all those. But here we go. Get to make my wishes. One last wish. 4x4. Shorty. Rear dinette.